WSGW and online WSGW.com.
Hey, mostly sunny good morning to you. Jonathan Dent filling in for Terry Henney alongside Matthew Lester here this morning. Terry should be on track to be back with us tomorrow. If not, he'll be back with us on Monday. Sounds like everything's going well in his neck of the woods. I hope everything's going well in your neck of the woods. Certainly been a pretty pleasant 24 hours since we spoke last. Pretty warm, summer-like, well above average for this time of year. I know on the markets at least, there's been some movement from when we checked in yesterday at this time, so we'll get to that in just a little bit. But first, let's take a look at the weather, where there hasn't really been a whole lot of movement since we checked it yesterday at this time. We do have a little bit of moisture entering the forecast, not for today, but for tomorrow. Yesterday, with the help from that sunshine, got up to 83 degrees for a high. 56 was our low overnight last night, and we're not looking for too much deviation from that trend here over the next couple of days, maybe a little bit warmer at night. We got out to kind of a foggy start for today, though. It was very patchy, as it has been over the last week or two. We're looking at a foggy start to tomorrow as well. Right now, Matthew, what are we looking at on the thermometer?
Well, over at the airport, it's sunny at 75. Over in Midland, it's also sunny at 75. Here at Radio Center, it's sunny at 76. We have calm winds, and our pressure's at 30.03, and it's steady.
Yeah, not too much variability in terms of the weather here. As I said, very similar day today to what we had going yesterday. Winds continuing out of the east if we really see any. As Matthew said, calm winds. We might get a little bit of a breeze, but mostly sunny skies throughout the day, giving us a high of 83 this afternoon. Clear skies stick around for the overnight hours, so we'll dip down to 58 degrees for a low overnight tonight. Tomorrow starts off with that patchy fog once again and some more cloud cover later in the morning. That'll increase into the afternoon, and here is where we start to see a chance for some precipitation showing up. Friday afternoon and into the evening, we could see some rain showers and perhaps even some thunderstorm activity. There was a small chance of that in the forecast when we looked yesterday. It's grown significantly. That's a result of a high-pressure system that we were looking at over the Mindak region, pushing out. It's pushing some a system across from the west, and it should dissipate by the time it gets to us, but we will be left with some remnants of that rainfall. Not looking at anything too crazy in terms of wind, and whatever moisture we do get should pass through pretty quickly. It'll certainly be welcomed by those who do get it, I'm sure. Tomorrow night, more showers and thunderstorms. They should start to peter out, though, as it won't stick around for too long. Thanks to that cloud cover, though, tomorrow night we will stay warmer, a low of 60 degrees. Into the weekend, shaping up to be another nice one. Still pretty dry, though. Saturday sees a high of 84 with mostly sunny skies. A few more clouds move in Saturday night as we get down to around 60 once again. Then we're partly sunny to start out on Sunday. A chance for another round of showers coming in Sunday afternoon. That'll continue into the evening. 82 is our high for Sunday before that precipitation moves in too heavily. It's becoming more and more likely to see that rain Sunday night and on into Monday. Those are the best chances to see showers or thunderstorms, though we do have smaller chances right now as far as into the week as Wednesday. But for our Monday, we're expecting to cool off a little bit thanks to that moisture, a high in the mid-70s. Much closer to what's normal for this time of year. That mid to low 70s trend continues on as we get into the work week next week as well. So we do have a chance to get wet tomorrow afternoon and evening, but our next best chance to see any significant precipitation comes Sunday evening into Monday, and there's a slight chance to see some shower activity continuing on as we get into midweek next week. Long-range outlooks takes us through October 2nd. We're looking at above average temperatures to and normal to slightly below average on the precipitation. Our average high for this time of year, I keep referencing it, 72 degrees is our normal high for September the 19th. Our average low is 50 degrees. Our record high on this date, 90, set back in 1948. Record low of 33 degrees set in 1916, then matched 63 years later in 1979. As I mentioned yesterday, I think tomorrow is when we start to see record lows dip below that freezing point. So we're definitely approaching fall. It's coming. Sun will set this evening at 7:38, rise tomorrow morning at 7:22. We'll keep talking about this weather forecast a couple more times as we move through this morning's broadcast. But before we get to that, we've got a market report. Matthew, who are we talking to today?
Up next, we have Melinda Sweeney from the Andersons, and we also have Doug Klein from Oppenheimer.
That's ahead. But first, the weather report today brought to you by the folks at Nutrien Ag Solutions.
Nutrien Ag Solutions has the local expertise to recommend the corn, soybean, and other seed products that are the best fit for your field. Plus, unparalleled agronomic support with products and services to unlock yield potential and improve crop performance from planting to harvest. Ask about our financing options to help you get more from every acre and lead the field. Visit your local Nutrien Ag Solutions branch or go to nutrienagsolutions.com.
They say there's a secret to growing a great crop. At Nutrien Ag Solutions, they beg to differ. It all starts with a strong foundation, and when it comes to fertilizer, there's no question that Titan XE drives dry fertilizer performance. They've been unlocking the potential in every prill of dry fertilizer with biocatalyst technology for over a decade. Visit lpi.ag/Titan or contact your Nutrien Ag Solutions crop consultant to drive your crop's potential today. Farm Service is being brought to you today by the folks at the Frankenmuth Credit Union. They can help with lines of credit, equipment loans, financing for purchasing land, credit cards, and more. Stop by and find out how they can be your hometown financial solution. Get more information by going to frankenmuthcu.org.
Now, for our market report on this Thursday morning, we say good morning to Melinda Sweeney from the Andersons. Melinda, some movement on the markets today. Yesterday was a kind of dull one. What do you got for us today?
Yeah, we were trading up this morning. Now corn's down 6, beans are unchanged, and wheat's down 9 currently. Fed's reduced. Feds did a point cut by 50 points yesterday afternoon, and equities were higher this morning, and they seem to have backed off since then. Corn still trading range bounds, what we've traded in the last 2 weeks, but they're still well off their lows. And same market for beans, still kind of range bounds and off their lows, but we haven't really seen much movement over the 50-day moving average. Meal's trading lower to start the day, and soybean is slightly higher. Soybean oil is slightly higher, so not getting a ton of help there in the bean market. Corn in Ukraine that is still available to export for the 24-25 marketing year is expected to fall by 15 to 17 million metric tons as a result of lower production caused by poor weather in parts of the country. And then in Brazil, some rains have fallen in the southern regions, but the larger growing areas are in the central region of the country and are suffering from extremely low soil moisture levels with no rain in the forecast until October. So that could be crucial for the bean market there in Brazil. And wheat, overall, everything's trading lower this morning. With futures have been on an upward trend since their contract lows in August, but we have seen funds exit a large chunk of their short position in the wheat market. So we still have a lot moving. It's going to be a very volatile fall as we're getting ramped up here with harvest. It's good to keep your eye on the markets and keep a target in and stay in contact with your local merchant.
Absolutely. So what do we got on the board right now?
Yeah, new crop corn is at $3.40. June corn of next year is at $4. New crop 25 corn is at $3.80. Nearby new crop soybeans are at $9.50. New crop 25 soybeans are at $9.93. New crop 25 red wheat $5.37, and new crop 25 white wheat $5.80.
So, in terms of what we're seeing today, do you think it's just kind of a reaction to the Fed decision yesterday, or are some of those other factors that you were talking about, is that what's driving things up and down today?
A little bit of everything. I think every day as we get the funds really coming into the market and out of the market, we are going to harvest. So we're going to see quite a bit of price action from that. We also have a bunch of information hitting the market every day as we get started. We're going to have yields coming into the market. Is our supply as big as we think it is? Is that supply in Brazil lower than they really think it is? How does that affect? We have another WASD report coming up in October 11th. So in a couple weeks here, we get another good look at that. But it's a time of the year where the markets stay pretty volatile every day, and we're going to be trading range bound hopefully, and not lower.
Well, it'll give us something to talk about at the very least. Melinda, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Melinda Sweeney with the Andersons. Time to turn our attention over to Oppenheimer, where Doug Klein is waiting. I'm sure he's got quite a bit of news for us after yesterday's Fed decision. Doug, good morning.
Good morning.
How we doing?
We're doing good. How are you doing?
Oh, we're holding on.
Yep, hold on to your seats because it's a wild ride. Dow Jones hit a new high today. The RSP, the Russell hit a new high today. The S&P hit a new high today. The NASDAQ did not, but that may come later. Markets are way up. Stock markets are way up. The half point, of course, but they're also alluding to the possibility of another half point yet this year. So that's kind of what's got the excitement rolling. So there's a lot of new highs today. Just the list goes on, and there's not very many new lows except for funds that short the market. Those guys are getting buried again. Trump stock fell below $15. His lockup is coming off pretty soon, so the market's a little nervous about that. He says he's not going to sell his stock, but who knows? And that's the excitement. Oh, oil cleared $71, so that's not too cool. But yeah, with the potential weaker dollar with lower interest rates, that's going to come. So here's your numbers. The December corn 406.5, down 6 1/4. The March corn is 425, down 5 3/4. November soybeans 1013 3/4, down 1/4 penny. The January soybeans 1031 3/4, also down 1/4 penny. December wheat is 565 3/4, down 10 cents, and March wheat is 585 1/4, also down 10 cents. Crude oil is 71.32, up $1.44. Heating oil is 219.20, down up 3.3 cents. Gasoline is 206, up 5 cents. Natural gas 255.5, down a penny. Over to currencies, Canadian dollar, U.S. dollar buys $1.3562 Canadian, that's down 42 ticks. The dollar buys 142.97 yen, that's up 70 ticks. The euro's at 111.41, up 23 ticks. And the dollar's at 100.76, up 16 ticks. Gold is at 26.0930, up $10.70. Silver's 30.89, up 55.5 cents. Platinum's 993.10, up 18.30. Copper's at 4.34, up 4 cents.
All right, Doug, thank you very much. You have a good one.
Yep, you too.
Doug Klein with Oppenheimer. We'll take a quick break, then we'll head over to Craig Voorhees with the Rummel Agency. That's after this.
Farm Service brought to you today by the folks at Steiner Tractor Parts. New parts for old tractors made easy. So simple. All you have to do is call 800-234-3280 or go to steinertractor.com. Remember, they share your enthusiasm for your antique machine, and they know that you want to keep it running. That's why they take their job personally at Steiner Tractor Parts, because they understand your life and job both stop if your tractor stops running. Want to make that unit look really sharp this coming summer? Show it off a little bit at the shows? You can do that. Steiner Tractor. For more information, go to steinertractor.com. Farm Service is being brought to you by Freeland Bean and Grain. Getting ready for the planting season next year? It's not too early. All you got to do is give certified crop advisor Vic Hupfer a call at Freeland Bean and Grain. He's got the answers to any questions you might have. Freeland Bean and Grain. Since 1983, where serving you is their business.
Time to head over to the Rummel Insurance Agency and say good morning to Craig Voorhees. Craig, how are we doing today?
We're doing well, Jonathan. How about yourself?
Hey, enjoying the weather while we've got it. What do you got for us today?
Boy, that's for sure. Excuse me. Yeah, we're ramping up harvest, and that means even though we've had a lot of dry weather, we may be using the grain dryers this fall. If something happens to your dryer, maybe it would catch on fire, or hopefully not. But if that does happen, some policies do include extra, what's called extra expense coverage. If you need to haul the grain to an elevator to get it dried and then haul it back to your bins, those expenses would be covered by your policy as long as you have the coverage. It is an optional piece, so maybe before you get too busy out in the field, check with your agent and see if you've got that on your policy or not.
Hey, do you ever get tired of saying check with your agent?
I do sound like a broken record, but no, I mean, your agent should be checking with you, but if not, you can initiate the conversation.
It's good advice, though, and something that people might not be thinking about, and it's good to be prepared. Craig, thank you very much. We'll talk to you again.
All right. Thanks, Jonathan.
All right. Craig Voorhees with the Rummel Insurance Agency. I think we have Jerry Samulski on the line, and he has our plant of the week. It is Thursday. Jerry, good morning.
Good morning, Jonathan. Yes, it is Thursday, and plant of the week is red maple. What does that mean to you?
Leaves on the ground. That's what I think of.
Yeah, well, red maple, a lot of people think when somebody asks for a red maple, I have to ask them the question first. Do you mean the maple tree that has burgundy, purpley leaves all year long, or the tree that gets red leaves in the fall? And the true red maple is the one that gets red fall color and not purple leaves all year long. So the red maple is plant of the week. Red leaves, fire engine red leaves. I say they get so red a fire engine blushes. Only wish it could be that red. And so it's a great tree. It's a large shade tree. There has been some problems with some of the varieties of having some chlorosis, some yellowing of the leaves as they grow. But a new variety out now is Red Point. And that tree just performs so well, so much better, more improved, and it's great fall color, grows quickly, still good, strong wood. It makes up well, a lot better than the Autumn Blaze and other trees of the past that have been crosses with red. So I think red maple is a great plant, widely adaptable, and great shade tree, great fall color. Everybody should have about 10 of them in their yard.
If you've got a big enough yard anyway.
That's right.
They do give some beautiful color when you're driving down the road. Love to see them. Jerry, thank you very much. You've got them at the nursery?
We sure do, and we're there weekdays 9 to 5, and then Saturday 9 to 2.
Fantastic. Jerry Samulski, you have a great weekend.
Very good. Oh, and just 15% off on trees right now through the end of through the end of September.
Hey, there you go. So if you're looking to pick up some red maple, might help you out there. Jerry, thank you.
All right. Have a great weekend.
You too. Jerry Samulski with Bay Landscaping and Garden Center. We'll be right back after this.
Pioneer brand Z-Series soybeans have farmers yielding out an additional 2.7 bushels per acre over A-Series. This has everyone talking, not just farmers. Case in point, a trucking company wrote, "Morning, noon, and night, it doesn't matter. I'm hauling Z-Series. The phone doesn't stop ringing. Even my home number, it never stops ringing." Well, it's fair to say Pioneer brand Z-Series soybeans are making quite an impact. Unleash your greatest harvest yet at pioneer.com/new era.
Farm Service brought to you today by the folks at Quality Roasting of Reese, purchasing local soybeans, processing the local beans, and marketing local Exceller meal, which is a high bypass soybean meal for your dairy herd. They've been doing that since 1991. Quality Roasting of Reese, offering competitive, consistent prices for your soybeans. Give them a call for a quote today.
Hey, we've brought up the people getting a jump on harvest, and Michigan Ag Today came out with an update on where Michigan is in the harvest.
Harvest is now officially underway, and CJ Miller joins us now with a Channel Seed harvest update.
Well, according to USDA, 2% of Michigan's corn has been harvested for grain, 39% harvested for silage, and 2% of the state's soybeans are harvested. Joining us is Bart Marshall, a field sales representative for Channel Seed from Hillsdale County. And Bart, I would imagine that farmers in your neck of the woods are already hitting the fields and getting harvest underway.
Yes, CJ, we have. It's so early ahead of normal. We're at least 2 weeks ahead of normal. I would agree with some of the numbers you're talking about. We're a little farther ahead on some areas. Normally this time of year, we're just starting into silage. And right now, I would say that southern Michigan is 70% finished on corn silage. Grain corn has been started, but for those few growers trying to capture the early corn market, the premiums in the ethanol market or anything along those lines, that planted a abnormally early hybrid for their area, those hybrids are going to get started here in the next few days. And then soybeans, by this time next week, 7 days from now, likely that almost every farmer in southern Michigan will have their combine in their soybean fields. The crop is progressing really fast from obviously heat stress, and guys are working hard and fast and furious on their dryers, on their combines, and working to speed up the preparation for a big harvest season.
Bart, you mentioned the heat stress. Have you seen any other pressures or quote-unquote hiccups that have caused any sort of delay to the start of this harvest season so far?
We do have some isolated small areas, spots where tar spot has settled in, but we're far enough along now with the corn crop. We're in a lot of cases 3 weeks from having black layer in a lot of acres where farmers will be able to harvest. And tar spot's not going to affect that a lot, maybe 10% or 15% on grain fill in dry down at this point.
That's a special report from Michigan Ag Today. I'm sure we'll be talking a lot more about harvest in the coming weeks as well. Farm Service Today brought to you in part by Weiss Equipment. If you ever wondered how the Farmall got its name, well, here's an abbreviated list of just some of the jobs the Case IH Farmall can do: baling, hauling, loading, hitching, cultivating, clearing, cleaning barn, raking, fertilizing, mowing. I've got a whole list here, but I think you get the idea. Case IH Farmall tractors range from 35 to 140 horsepower, and Weiss Equipment in Frankenmuth knows that getting the job done starts with choosing the right Farmall. You'll find the right fit for your operation, from the value-packed compact Farmall A Series to the deluxe compact Farmall C and C Series with cabs. No matter what you're doing, Can Do comes in red, and that's Farmall, available at Weiss Equipment in Frankenmuth, doing it right longer. We talked a little bit about what was going on in Chicago. Let's turn our attention to New York now. Teresa DeBow with Baird & Company joining us. Teresa, good morning.
Good morning. Markets are doing nicely today, with the Dow Jones Industrial Average up 412 points at 41,915, 276 million shares traded. NASDAQ up 461 at 18,034, 434 million shares traded there. Some stocks of local interest include Caterpillar at 369.96, up 14.84, Deere 408.69, up 7.62, CMS Energy 69.01, down 99, Dow 52.77, up $1.13, DuPont 83.52, up 68, Corteva 58.77, up 133, General Motors 49.42, up 76, Trinzio 452, up 44, Walmart 78.06, down 97, Huntington Bank 14.87, up 31, Independent Bank 35.15, up 85, and AT&T at 21.33, down 40.
All right, good to know. Teresa, thank you very much. We'll talk to you again.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Teresa DeBow with Baird & Company. We'll be back to close out after this.
The Michael Sarr Crop Insurance Agency. They're licensed to serve all of Michigan with both conventional and organic crop insurance. Now, you can reach their agents directly on their cell phones for questions or emergencies, or you can call the office in downtown Reese. It's 989-868-4722. Risk management, it's all about protecting yourself against the bad things, taking advantage of the good things. You can do all of that and more by working with the folks at the Michael Sarr Crop Insurance Agency. Are you upset with your current planter performance? Are you considering buying a new planter but blown away from sticker shock? With Precision Planting's VSET, V-Drive, and Delta Force, we can retrofit your old planter to outperform any new planter on the market. Then access all your data from planting to harvest easily with Field View. Call PC Ag Solutions today and get your parts ordered, installed, and ready to go for the upcoming growing season. 989-868-4444. PC Ag Solutions.
We'll be back at 12:30 for an update, so you be sure to stick around for that. But for now, we'll close out this program with the playing of our national anthem presented by Euclid Avenue Coins in Bay City.
Broadcasting from the Stormmaster Exterior Studios, WSGW, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland, WSGW FM, Carlton.